What's up, everybody? My name is Cameron Williams, and I want to welcome you to the Root Report for the second podcast of this series. And today we do have a pretty entertaining episode with Andrew Wingreen, our head men's basketball coach, as well as 6'9" forward Jack Scott. Excited for you guys to hear this one. Question of the day. If you could be any NBA player for one day, or basketball player, all of history for one day, who would it be? Andrew first.
Me go first? All right, well, I would probably definitely go with Michael Jordan. I think that's a no-brainer. He's obviously the GOAT. He's the best player of all time. Has some great shoes. I mean, I think, Michael Jordan is a no-brainer.
I would probably choose, the real GOAT, Larry Bird, because
It's a great choice, actually.
he just lived a nonchalant life. He didn't have to be in the limelight. He just was a great baller and played the game the right way. My type of guy.
Do you know where Larry Bird went to college?
Indiana State.
Attaboy.
French Lick,
Do you know
baby.
the nickname of Indiana State?
I don't.
Sycamores.
Sycamores.
From French Lick.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome to the second episode of the Root Report. This is Cameron yet again. I'm off screen, though, because we have two amazing gentlemen on camera, that being our head men's basketball coach, Andrew Wingreen, and then our 6'9"?
Yeah.
6'9" forward, Jack Scott. Jack, started off, I want to hear a little bit about your story because you were the first recruit in New College history for the basketball program. So give us a little bit of how you got to New College and then what has that experience been like so far?
Yeah, so I started off at D2 Palm Beach Atlantic over on the East Coast in West Palm Beach. Played a couple years there. My last year there, I broke my ankle. Was kind of in between, like, should I keep playing basketball? I decided to transfer. I was in the transfer portal. Coach Wingreen reached out to me. And from there, like, I was unsure. I came to school, checked it out, was unsure, but he just really convinced me, and he was just told me, like, made me feel like it was the right choice. And, I ended up deciding to come here, and last year was an experience,
It's definitely an
It was an
experience.
experience. It was an experience. We didn't have a lot of stuff figured out at the start of the year, but he did his best. He got everything going for us. Him and our other coaches, Coach Ty, Coach Will, Coach Kyle, obviously, they really did their best. They got us in the gym. They got us everything working, and it's been up from there. So
I still remember actually when the first time I saw Jack's saw your Twitter, and I remember it had 3-level score. Yeah, 3-level score. I'm like, it's a 6'9" dude, 3-level sure who's this joker? Thinking he can score from all 3 levels, but watched this film. Obviously saw, he actually had some talent. Wasn't sure, what level he could play at, but man, it's been really good to have him here. I don't see you shooting that mid-range jumper a lot, though. I think you get to the basket, you got that 3-point shot. I'm still yet to see that 3rd level.
well, it's when I shoot the threes and my foot's on the line.
Yeah,
that's
gotcha,
when
gotcha.
that's when the mid-range shot.
That makes sense. But no, I mean, I remember that process recruiting you was crazy, and you came on a visit, and I thought there was no chance in the world that you would be coming here. But man, I'm so excited that God brought you here, and it's been a heck of an adventure since we started.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that interesting year last year. You guys finished the season with 7 wins, but from my perspective as a guy who got to watch every single one of your games, you easily could have won, maybe 2 handfuls of the games that you lost, a lot of one-possession close games. What are some things that you've seen from last year in your film, maybe in your game specifically, that you're looking to improve upon coming year 2 here at New College?
Definitely, at least in the first half of the season when we lost a lot of close ones, I was getting in foul trouble a lot early on in games. I swipe at, like, when people go up with the light, like they get by the guard, I swipe at the ball and I hit their arm or something, or even if it isn't a foul, it looks like a foul. So I just got to be better at going straight up, keeping myself in the game, because if you have foul trouble, you can't play. So I was taking myself out of games that I needed to be playing in, and that was hurting us. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely were working through a lot last year, and I know you said, we could have won some games easily. I don't know if any win is easy. I don't know if I felt that same way, but winning is really hard to do, and it's especially hard to do when, you got a new group of guys together. Mm-hmm. You have, no facility. We're trying to figure everything out. There's a time where we're trying to figure out how's our athletic training going to work. Are we going to have a strength and conditioning? Do we have a weight room? Like, last year it was like people don't even understand how crazy it was. But thankfully, we have a lot of really good people here at New College. Our athletic directors, our president, a lot of people have put a lot of time and effort and work to make this thing, a high-level program. And so it was fun, in a sense, to go through those growing pains, because it's cool to see where we started, where we're at now. Obviously, seeing guys like Jack just grow. And, yeah, like he said, I mean, there's so many little things that we needed to clean up from last year, our consistency, the way we played. But, this year's team has been so different. And watching Jack play, you see the growth that he's had over the summer. Into this fall, and obviously battling an injury, but being able to get back from that. And it's been a lot of fun. This, we always talk about going on an adventure, and this adventure has been a whirlwind, but really excited to see where it continues to lead us.
Yeah. Well, another big part of it that I would like to know about, and I think some of our listeners would also like to know about, is the culture of your guys' team. So you were put in a very unique opportunity when you came here, as you and I know another guy that comes to my mind, Jordan Clark, you're the builders of this culture. You guys are the two that have kind of taken the reins from Andrew on the court. And a lot of the other players, that I've talked to personally and that I can just notice on the floor, they look to you two a lot as leaders in that. So coming from, your first year last year into this year, what's been the culture you guys are trying to establish, with the team?
We just want everybody to feel like comfortable, and it's okay to make mistakes. You just got to learn from your mistakes, and we don't want anyone to feel like it's a hostile environment. But at the same time, we want to compete on the court every day in practice, in every game. Like during practice, when we're going at each other, we're like talking to each other or whatever, competing hard. But then off the court, everyone's best friends. Like everyone gets along great. Everyone can go up to each other if they need something. Like it's like I could go up to coach and ask him for something, and he would try and help me the best he could. And players can do the same with other players on the team. It's a good, we mesh well. We're meshing really well this year.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about love, serve, compete in our program a lot. And I think what Jack said about just the guys working with each other, being best friends, we talk about just loving each other, like loving the people around you, being able to serve each other, like putting ourselves last and making sure that our teammates, our campus community, our professors, our coaches, we want to put others first. And so that love and serve aspect is huge. And then also the way we compete. I think in sports in general, you see people compete at each other, against each other, and there's always just this headbutting. And not that that's always a bad thing, but in a team, competing for each other, finding a bigger purpose, finding something that you can rally around. And so, yes, we go at each other. Yes, we get some heated battles in practice, but ultimately we're trying to do it so when Jack and Jordan are going one-on-one, that's probably a bad example. Jordan might cook you in one-on-one. But Jack and Zach going one-on-one, right? Jack's goal should be to compete so hard that he makes Zach better than him. And Zach should be in turn doing the same thing to compete so hard and get better so that Jack gets better. And if we can keep leveling each other up in all aspects, on and off the floor, I think that's what makes this team special. And it's a really cool group of guys who I think genuinely do love each other. I don't think it's forced. I don't think it's fake. I think that we have a good group of people here who are on the same page and really have the same goals and vision of what this program can be.
Awesome. Kind of what you guys talking about, improving each other, finding ways, to make your teammates better. That's going to be big this year. Last year, you guys played a tough schedule, and it seems like it's only getting tougher with the improvement of the conference. So I want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on that. Last year, I felt like you guys competed really well. We saw that not just in the scores table on games that maybe you fell by a couple points, but on the court with your intensity, with the way that you played. You guys play a very impressive style of basketball. It's very fun to watch, but that level of competition is going to continue to grow. So what are you guys looking for this next year? Obviously, first year in the Sun Conference, the games are going to get more intense. The fans are going to get, the gyms are going to be more packed. How are you preparing for that in your practices in this preseason to build into positive outcomes during the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I can start and then you can finish that. But I think obviously the Sun Conference is a great conference. We know that. We've seen it not just even last year playing some teams, but for myself in particular, understanding how good of an NAI league this is. And so we know we have our work cut out for us. Obviously, those preseason polls just came out this week, and we were picked 8th, which, I mean, is to be expected, right? And so I think we have a lot of work to do, and we know that it's not going to be easy. But like we've talked about with our guys, and Jack hears this almost every day, is this idea of being consistent. Like, we can't beat ourselves. I mean, we're not going to be the most talented group. We're not going to be the most athletic group. But we are going to be a group that executes well, that has great focus, great energy, great attitudes. And I think if we do that and we take care of what we can control on the floor, I think we'll be able to put ourselves in situations where we can compete and we can play really well. And so, like I said, I think we have the group of guys we have the pieces, right? We have guys who can do different aspects of the game, who can play different parts, who are versatile, who can, exploit matchups. And so I feel very confident with the group we have. And I think just going forward, it's going to be in our control of how we respond to adversity, how we come every day prepared, what our mentality is. And if these guys can own that and they can control it and they can really come in every day with that, I mean, the sky's the limit for this team.
Yeah, I agree with everything he just said. I think that on some things we could really just, everyone on the team could put in the extra work. Like, we have guys this year that put in the extra work. Everyone that came back from last year got better this summer. You could tell they were working. And all the guys we brought in, they're hard workers, they're good people, and they're good talents too. I think if we all just work on our shooting, we had kind of poor shooting splits last year. If we just got those up, that could really be the difference in some games. And we need to just get shooting and defense better and stay consistent, like Coach is saying, because consistency is the most important thing. We just lost a couple weeks because of a hurricane, and consistency is more important than ever because of that. So,
yeah, I mean, just on the topic of the hurricane, we lose 7 days of practice, and we also lost a couple days when Hurricane Helene came through. And it's really easy in college basketball to kind of freak out and be like, man, we're so far behind. Everyone else is working. Everyone else is practicing. We're losing so much. I can't, from a coaching standpoint, I can't put X, Y, Z in. I feel like I'm unprepared. Our guys are not getting maybe the same reps. And so it throws you, and there's adversity. And the thing that, again, impresses me so much about Jack and this team is, like, man, they come back, they stayed ready, they stayed in condition. And that tells me that they want it. Like, there's a mentality, there's an ownership there. And the way that we, respond to that adversity is huge. I don't think we have a team of guys who are just reactionary. I don't think they're going to just see something happen and freak out and, like, try and figure it out then. We have guys who understand, who they are as people. They're high character kids. And so when those tough times happen, whether it's a hurricane or it's a bad call or it's a bad game or a bad run, something happens, like, we have guys who can, focus in. They're mature enough to say, hey, we have to respond to this the right way. Let's get back on track. And so that excites me about this group, because I think that can take us a long way.
Awesome. All right, now we're going to finish it off with one last question. This is one I've been wanting to ask for a long time.
Oh, boy.
You guys have a lot of characters on this team. And from our perspective, it's very fun to watch. But I need the funniest player on the team. I need to know who it is right now.
You can go first.
Funniest player on the team?
Yeah.
I gotta think.
Man, I think funniest player that always gets me laughing, I think it's two guys who work in tandem. It's probably Alex Excellent and Ben Walker. By themselves, I don't know if they're the funniest guys in the world.
No,
but when
they're a duo.
they're
They're a
together,
duo.
they're a dynamic duo with the comedy, and they're just always up to something. Always got some sort of shenanigans up their sleeve. So, I would say they're the ones that get me the most.
Yeah, I'll just agree with that. They always got a new joke. Every practice, they got something new cooking up that they make my day every day. So
Awesome. All right, well, I appreciate you guys joining us. This video will be live on the NCF Mighty Bandians YouTube. And then how many days till season starts?
I think as of today, we got 12 days until tip-off, playing October 29th at Florida College. So really excited to get this season off to a hot start. And obviously Florida College is a preseason top 20 team, and they're historically one of the top teams in the country every year. And so we know we got our hands full, and they got a new coach up there, Coach Jesse, and he's doing a heck of a job. So we're definitely ready for a fight and ready for a battle, and it's going to be a tough game for us, but we're excited. 12 days away.
Sure.
Awesome. All right, good luck to you guys this season. Thank you for joining the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Thank everybody for watching. Be sure to go to GoMightyBandians.com for schedules, rosters, and anything NCF Bandians. You can also find us on the Sun Digital Network, where you can watch these two play each and every game this season at home. We'll also have away games
on the schedule as well. So you guys will never miss anything. And yeah, I think that does it.